Welcome, viewers. The greatest ancient empire falls before a single, forgotten desert shepherd. Imagine a realm forged in pure gold and innocent blood. The pharaoh rules as a god, crushing helpless slaves. Yet far away in the empty wasteland, an old, weary outcast hides from his dark past, broken and weak. But suddenly a blazing fire erupts in the sand. A thorny bush burns brightly, yet never turns to ash. Who is the mighty voice from those roaring flames? Join us to uncover the secret divine name. According to ancient texts, the Israelites lived in brutal darkness. They were stripped of all their human rights. The hot sun beat down on their broken backs. They were forced to build giant pyramids for a ruthless ruler. Painful cries echoed loudly across the river Nile. But the vast, blue sky above remained completely silent. Cruel Egyptian taskmasters struck them without mercy. Blood and sweat mixed together in the hot, golden sand. An entire nation was dying in heavy chains. They prayed desperately for a powerful savior. Meanwhile, in the harsh Midian desert, a different tale quietly unfolded under the blinding sun. Moses, a former prince who fled his royal home, was now living as a humble, unknown shepherd. He fled a fatal clash in ancient Egypt. The heavy weight of the past still haunted his weary, broken soul. 80 long years had turned his strong body frail and weak. His royal robes were replaced by rough, dirty sheepskin. He walked the endless wasteland with a simple wooden staff. His life seemed fully destined to fade into nothingness. Every single day was the same in the quiet dust. He watched his flock, hiding from his lost former glory. Back in Egypt, massive stone monuments reached the sky. The pharaoh considered himself a true living god. He sat on a golden throne, fully untouchable. His mighty chariots ruled the civilized world. No earthly army could defeat his massive forces. The Hebrew people seemed doomed to suffer forever. If you were a slave facing that brutal empire, would you keep your faith? Or simply give up and despair? Tell us your honest thoughts in the comments down below. The contrast of human power and weakness is striking. The old shepherd was frail, speaking with a stutter. He felt entirely useless to his dying nation. How could a broken man challenge a divine king? This is a question historians often ask. Scholars agree the situation was hopeless. A miracle alone could change the course of history. A miracle defying all rules of nature. A moment that would mightily shake the whole planet. Let us follow Moses as he leads his thirsty flock. They reach the dry base of the ancient mountain Horeb. The scorching sun slowly begins to set in the west. The desert landscape turns into a gorgeous painting. Nothing seems unusual on this quiet afternoon. Just another lonely day for the exiled old prince. He wipes the heavy sweat from his wrinkled forehead. He leans on his wooden staff, staring into the distance. In the silence of the barren wasteland, a strange sight quickly catches the attention of his tired eyes. It is not a desert storm or a wild, hungry beast. It is something much more profound and terrifying. The universe is about to reveal its true master. Human history will change its dark course forever. Prepare to witness a grand historical event, the collision between a frail mortal and the divine. Look closely at the shaking hands of old, aged Moses. He is fully stripped of his former royal pride. His clothes are torn, covered in thick layers of brown dust. He is the ultimate symbol of human failure. Can this feeble old man truly save a whole nation? The logical mind says it is simply impossible. Meanwhile, the Egyptian army prepares for a great war. Bronze swords are sharpened, and heavy chariots are built. The pharaoh's terrifying power is absolute. He holds life and death inside his cruel golden hands. History shows their unmatched, fearful brutality. Rebellions were crushed silently with a ruthless force. The Hebrew people had no weapons or brave leaders. They were broken by decades of pure, endless grief. Every single cry for freedom vanished in the wind. The world was deaf to the suffering of all the weak. Have you felt the darkness was too overwhelming? How do you find hope when everything is truly lost? Share your own thoughts in the comment section down below. We all face our mighty empires of pure, deep despair. In this bleak context, Moses is a symbol of doubt. He knows he cannot defeat the Egyptian king. He tried to use his own strength 40 long years ago. It resulted in a tragic, fatal incident. He buried his grand ambitions deep inside the sand. He accepted his pathetic fate as a nobody. Yet destiny has a strange way of arriving here. It never comes with a massive army or loud drums. It begins in the quietest, hidden desert place. A place where human arrogance can never survive. As Moses walks near the rocky slopes of the mountain, the air grows incredibly heavy and very still. The grazing sheep suddenly stop and look up in fear. A strange, unnatural light bathes the dry landscape. Moses squints his eyes against the blinding golden glare. Is it a trick of the hot, unforgiving sun? He steps closer, holding his wooden staff for balance. His heart pounds fiercely inside his frail, fragile chest. The contrast is absolutely breathtaking to see. An old, defeated man approaching divine power. Every step brings him closer to a revelation, a truth that will shatter the vast Egyptian empire. The tension builds as the roaring sound grows much louder. It sounds like a rushing river made of roaring fire. He stands before the unreal phenomenon. Nature's laws are suspended in this holy space. The physical world bows down to its great creator. The stage is set for a holy conversation. Notice the fine details of the glowing branches. The dry wood should be instantly consumed by heat. But it remains perfectly whole and beautifully green. This is not destruction. This is pure perfection. Moses drops to his knees, amazed by the epic sight. He cannot grasp the magnitude of this holy power. The vision focuses on his terrified old face. The moment of revelation finally arrived. Suddenly, a booming voice echoes from the burning bush. It is a sound that shakes the very core of his soul. "Moses, Moses!" the divine mighty voice calls out loud. The old man trembles, whispering softly, "Here I am." The command is clear and strictly uncompromising. Do not come any closer. Take off your dusty sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Moses obeys, his bare feet touching the warm desert sand. Scholars agree this simple act is quite profound. It strips away human ego before the Almighty. God declares himself as the God of his ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and also Jacob. Moses hides his face, terrified to look at his God. The power radiating from the fire is immense. The Lord speaks of the immense suffering in Egypt. I have clearly seen the misery of my own people. I have heard them crying out to the cruel taskmasters. I am concerned about their bitter daily suffering. This contradicts the belief that God was just absent. He was watching the oppression during the whole time. I have come down to rescue them from the Egyptians. The divine solution to a massive human crisis. I will bring them out of that place into a good land. A bold promise of total liberation and freedom. But then comes the shocking command that terrifies Moses. So now, just go. I am sending you to the Pharaoh. The old shepherd is instantly struck with deep panic. Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and lead them out. He points out his tragic flaws and his utter weakness. He is a fugitive, not a mighty, brave general. God answers him with the ultimate reassurance. I will be with you. The Creator's presence is enough. Still doubtful, Moses asks a deep, profound question. Suppose I go and they ask me, what is his holy name? Egyptians worshipped thousands of all-named deities. A god without a mighty name had no authority. From the roaring flames comes the most shocking reply. A truth that redefines the entire universe today. I am who I am. The divine name is spoken aloud. Yahweh, the eternal and uncreated Holy One. Tell the Israelites, I am has sent me to you. This is no local spirit. It is pure reality. The burning bush represents this pure philosophy. A fire existing without consuming physical fuel. It depends on nothing, yet produces massive light. Just like the God who stands outside of endless time and space. The mental transformation of Moses now begins. The broken man absorbs this unbelievable great truth. If the great Creator is firmly upon his side, the Pharaoh is nothing but a mortal speck of mere dust. He looks at his rough wooden staff resting on the ground. It is no longer just a tool for herding simple sheep. It will become the fearful rod of divine justice, the tool that splits the sea and breaks all the heavy chains. The roaring flames reflect deeply inside his focused eyes. His fear is gone, replaced by absolute iron resolve. The glowing fire slowly fades into the desert twilight. But the fire inside the heart of Moses is newly lit. He stands up tall, his posture completely transformed today. He lifts the wooden staff with a very tight iron grip. This is not the defeated man we saw at the start. This is a prophet marching toward his glorious destiny. He leaves behind the safety of the quiet, empty sand. He turns his face toward the mighty Egyptian empire. History is about to witness an epic, fierce clash. A showdown between man-made armies and the mighty God. Ancient texts note he boldly returned to Egypt again. He told the Pharaoh to let his chosen people freely go. Imagine the shock of the court seeing him return now. A shepherd ordering a living God to surrender. The message from the burning bush was carried in his voice. Let my people go, so that they may worship me quite freely. It was a bold challenge to the Egyptian system then, an attack on their economy and false religion. Slaves building the pyramids heard secret whispers of hope. The name Yahweh echoed silently through the bitter, dark camps. The stage is set for a mighty confrontation today. The age of deadly plagues and miracles will surely start. The war between Moses and the Pharaoh surely begins. Divine power clashing against blind human iron pride. He stands bravely before the throne with his rough wooden staff. The mighty instrument of God is now ready to strike. Egyptian magicians will soon face ultimate power. Their dark, evil spells cannot defeat the great Creator. The enslaved Hebrew people watch with a much growing hope. Deliverance is finally within their eager reach. Every false god of the mighty Nile will fall to the ground. The entire empire will soon tremble in a very deep fear. Moses gives a stern warning to the stubborn royal king. Let my suffering people safely go free right away. But the arrogant Pharaoh hardens his bitter, cold heart. He boldly refuses to obey the divine command. This royal refusal is a deadly, dark mistake. The wrath of the Eternal One is finally unleashed. The mighty river Nile will soon run bright red with blood. Darkness will swallow the golden city entirely whole. The burning bush in the desert was just the epic start. The great liberation is truly and finally here. Yahweh is the sacred name that shatters iron chains. It brings ultimate justice to all the poor oppressed. Human history will forever remember this. A poor shepherd challenging a massive, mighty empire. No earthly kingdom can stand against the great I Am. His divine will completely shapes the entire mighty world. Moses takes one final look back at the empty sand. The lonely, weary years of hiding are truly over now. He steps forward with unwavering courage here today, ready to face the darkest forces of mortal man. The mystery of the burning bush gives us epic hope. Light will always conquer the purest, deepest darkness. The incredible journey has truly just begun. The world will never, ever be the very same again. Moses faced the greatest army with a wooden staff. Was this blind faith or madness? Tell us down in the comments. Pharaoh's cruel arrogance awoke a fearful wrath. 10 deadly plagues will strike Egypt in our very next part. If you love epic history, please hit that like button. Please subscribe and share this video with all your friends.